everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have this makeup tutorial for you guys, and the star of this makeup tutorial is MAC's eyeshadow in Amber Lights, and I gave you guys 3 different lip options to go with this look. So let's just get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my skin using Benefit's Porefessional primer, and I'm just going to place that mainly in my T-zone area. And then I'm going to go in with Maybelline's Fit Me Foundation, and I'll leave the name and the colors of everything in the description box, but I'm just going to dot that all over my face and work that in using my damp beauty blender. And then after that, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the color 15 Fair, and I'm just going to put that in a triangle shape underneath my eyes to highlight and conceal at the same time, as well as on my chin, around my nose, and on my forehead. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that all in once again using the same damp beauty blender. After that, I'm going to go ahead and do some further highlighting using MAC's Prep and Prime Radiance Boost highlighter, and I'm just going to place that in the same areas that I placed the concealer just earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and work that all in with the damp beauty blender once again. And to set all that, I'm using Hourglass's Ambient lighting powder and Ethereal light and the beauty blender just to set everything and make it last all day. Then I'm going to go in and begin to bronze and contour using Benefit's Hoola bronzer and the Sigma angled blush brush, and I'm just going to work that into the hollows of my cheek to give me a more defined look and add depth in that area, as well as define my nose, underneath my lip and my jawline, and then bronze around my hairline as well. And I'm just going to take my time and make sure everything's nicely blended so we don't have any harsh lines, especially when you're going in with a darker color bronzer. After that, I'm going to go ahead and just buzz through my eyebrow. I do have an eyebrow routine tutorial lined up, and that'll be released on Thursday, but I'll just give you a little snippet of how I fill in my eyebrows for now. I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills DipBrow Pomade in Soft Brown, and I set that using the Tinted Brow Gel in Blonde, which I don't think I show, but I did go ahead and set my brows using that. And then I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes using MICA Beauty Cosmetics Eye Primer. And this is really comparable to MAC Soft Ochre. I think actually though they're in the same price range. I got mine in my BoxyCharm. And then I'm going to go in with my beloved Sonia Kashuk Eye on Neutral Palette and just set that primer, mixing those 3 light colors in the bottom. And then I'm going to go in with a Sigma E40 brush and MAC Soft Brown. This is my favorite transition color. And I'm just going to work that into my crease using sweeping motions and really make sure to blow those colors out. I'm not being precise with this, I'm just using it as a transition color. And then as you can see, I went in with MAC's Brown Script eyeshadow and then another fluffy brush, and this is just one that I got in my Ipsy bag a while back, and I'm going to start to focus that on my outer V and deepen up my crease. And this color is just a really pretty reddish brown that's going to complement the next shadow that we're going to place on our lids, which is going to be MAC's Amber Lights. This is one of my all-time favorite eyeshadows, and Jaclyn Hill here on YouTube is the one that introduced me to it, and I became obsessed ever since. So I'm just going to take my time and really work that into my crease. And then I'm going to take a much smaller and denser blending brush, and I'm going to work in MAC's Swiss Chocolate eyeshadow and really focus that on my outer V and outer crease just to add more depth in those areas and make it look like we have deeper set eyes. And you want to add a little bit at a time. It's definitely a lot easier to build up color than it is to take away color. It'll just save you a lot of frustration if you just do it a little bit at a time. Then I wet this Sigma flat shader brush with NYX's setting spray, and then I just dipped it into this beautiful color. This is MAC's Amber Lights. And I'm just going to place that all over my lid, taking my time and really packing that color on. This clip does go by pretty quick, but I did pack quite a lot of that on, and we re-wet my brush a couple of times just to get the best color payoff that I possibly could. And then I'm going to go in with some of that brown script once again and that same fluffy brush that we used earlier and just rework that crease because we might have lost some of that color when we placed the lid color on. And I'm just going to take my time and blend that out. And then I'm going to go back in with the Sigma E40 blending brush and that soft brown eyeshadow. And I'm just going to focus this on the outside edges of the shadow just to blend everything out and make sure there isn't any harsh lines. We want it to look nicely blended and flawless. After that, I'm going to go in with this small fluffy detailer brush that I also got in my Ipsy bag a while back and that soft brown eyeshadow from MAC that we use in our crease. And I'm just going to start working that on my lower lash line and really taking my time and smoking that out just to tie the look together and smoke out that lower lash line. And I'm going to do the same thing using that brown script color from MAC and the same brush and really work this closer to my actual lash line than the soft brown to add more depth and create more shadow. And then I'm going to go in with Amber Lights once again and that same fluffy detailer brush, and this time it's wet, but I'm going to focus the Amber Lights color on the center of my lower lash line, and this is just going to give a really nice brightening effect and add just a little bit of shine to the lower lash line. And the reason I'm using this eyeshadow wet is because it gives it a more of a foiled look and it just makes the color pop that much more. The color is absolutely beautiful on its own as well, but I think wetting it just really intensifies that color. And then I'm going to go in with MAC's Brown Down eyeshadow, which is just a darker brown, and really focus that on the outer V and crease to add even more depth and more definition. I'm using that same smaller, denser blending brush that we used earlier. And I'm going to go back in with Sigma's E40 blending brush and just continue to blend everything out. Lastly, I'm using MAC's Shroom eyeshadow, and this is just a really pretty highlight shade. And I'm placing that on my inner corners as well as a little bit on my brow bone. This is the perfect highlight shade if you have a lighter skin tone, and it's one of my favorites. Then I'm going to also quickly breeze through my eyeliner. I'm using the same angled brush that I used to fill in my brows and Maybelline's gel eyeliner. I am thinking of doing a eyeliner tutorial / routine kind of video because I do think I have some helpful tips for those people who are struggling with eyeliner. But I'll just show you how I do it a little bit here. You are going to see me tug on my eyelids a little bit, but I only find myself tugging at my eyelids when I'm using an angled brush because I find it hard to get a smoother line. I do use a different brush sometimes, and I find that I don't have to tug on my eyelids as much, but I've really been enjoying the easiness of creating a wing with this brush. So it has its pros and cons, I guess. And then I'm going to go in with that same angled brush and that same gel eyeliner and fill in my lower waterline with that black color just to add more definition, and I really think it just tied in and finished the look off. Then I'm going to touch up the under eye just in case there was any fallout, and I'm using that same powder that we used earlier and an e.l.f. blush brush just to sweep away any fallout and brighten up the under eye area. Now I'm going in with Jordana's Best Lash Extreme mascara, and I'm putting on a nice coat on both my top and bottom lashes. And as you see here, I'm going in and I'm adding Tarte's Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in, I forgot the name right now, but I think it's Exposed, and a Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just working that on the back of my cheekbones and taking my time and just adding a little bit at a time and really blending everything out to avoid any harsh lines. After that, I'm going in with that same e.l.f. blush brush and MAC's Whisper of Gilt Extra Dimension Skin Finish powder. I think this was limited edition, but you want to choose a gold kind of highlighter, and it'll just really complement the gold that we put on our eyelids. This is my favorite. Sorry if you can't get your hands on it anymore, but I thought this would be the perfect color to add as a highlight, and I'm just also sweeping that across my brow bone, anywhere that the light or sun would naturally hit me, and it just adds a beautiful like J-Lo glow. So now I have three different lip options for you. This first one is a nude, and I'll put the name of all the lipsticks that I'm using in the down bar below, but I think this is really a great color for if you're looking for just a neutral kind of look. And the next one is my favorite for this look. It's a really dark burgundy reddish color, and it's definitely not for the shy-hearted, but this was my favorite one. And then the last color I'm going to go in with is just a bright red. I also think this complements the look very nicely, and it's definitely a very glamorous look. And that's the finished look. I really enjoyed creating this look for you guys. I absolutely love the Amber Lights eyeshadow. It's one of my all-time faves. It's just such a unique color. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as well. Please comment down below if you try out this color. I'll leave links to my Instagram and my Tumblr so you can show me any pictures if you do decide to recreate this look. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in my next video.